All right, another brief review of last video. Remember I said when I first started this, I started with a little more than shoulder width apart. I started square, and I started by focusing on one hand at a time. So I focused on getting coordinated with my right, just doing the right hand, getting coordinated with your right. Also works on your peripheral, so I can look at you and still see it, and still can hit it, even though I'm fixated on you. That's another little goal for you. All right, so I got comfortable with my right hand. I got comfortable with my left. Make sure I just focused on just the left, making sure everything is equal. I want everything to be equal, all right? Then from there, remember, we go into the 1-2. So we start to add another hand in, 1-2. Now remember, the goal of this is to get the hands back to the face. You're probably gonna wanna start out like this with it a little further away, and as you get faster and better, you'll be able to bring your hands back to your face. All right? So now we're gonna transition from being in a square stance into going into our boxing stance. So when we go into our boxing stance, we're gonna go from being square to actually being at an angle. So we're gonna take our back leg. Let me put this down a little bit for you, so you guys can see the footwork. All right, so if I'm square here, I'm gonna take my right leg. If I'm right-handed, my right leg is gonna be behind. Left leg is gonna be in front. As you see, I'm kind of like a bladed stance here. I'm keeping my left toe pointed to the left a bit, all right? This is more of a boxing stance here. This is more of a Muay Thai stance here, a little more narrow. So I got boxing, and then I got Muay Thai, which is a little more upright, all right? So choose whatever you like, whatever stance you like, whatever stance you want to start with, go ahead and get into it. But as you can see, the spacing of my legs, I keep a good amount of space, so I don't want to be too close or too far. I want that nice center line down the middle, right down the middle, all right? So once you find this stance, find your balance, maybe you want to think of your legs as springs. So I'm springing my legs up and down, all right? I got my arms in, so elbows in. I got my chin down. Now I'm ready to get into my exercise, all right? So from here, I just started out with the jab. So I have now this angle that I have to punch from here. Now I'm punching here. Now let me put that up a little bit more for you. So now I'm doing my punches going from square right here, square, to now I'm actually in a boxing stance. All right? So I want to start out with that jab. Start out getting that jab. Keeping that right hand here. Remember, the arm is a shield for the vital organs, the bones. This is your shield right here. So make sure you keep your shield nice and tight right here as you work that jab. As you work your jab, as soon as you throw your jab out, the shoulder needs to come over towards your chin. Boom. That way you get a straight punch. You want that punch to be straight as an arrow, all right? As you can see, my arms are staggered, all right? What I mean by staggered is they're not square like this. They're actually staggered here. So when I'm throwing that jab, I got my shield here. My jab is firing off here. Boom, 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 all right? So that's what I want to do when I'm starting to hit the reflex ball in my boxing stance, all right? So I get into my boxing stance and I start to work the jab. Work on jabbing, work on keeping this arm up right here, all right? So I'm jabbing. So I'm thinking offense and defense. Offense and defense at once. Remember, it's 50-50. You have to kind of split your mind into offense and defense. You have to think of them simultaneously. They're not separate. They all go together. All right, so we got our defense here. We got our offense here. All right. So we work the jab. Make sure we sit down in our stance. So make sure our legs aren't locked out. But we want to kind of really sit down in it. Sit down in that stance. All right. So from here, once I get the jab going, just working on punching at that angle. Then I can start to add my right hand. So remember, go at your own pace. Go at what's good for you. Then I can start adding the right hand in. That's that 1-2. So when we're throwing that 1-2, our arms are in, same thing. Turn the shoulder over. Remember, the shoulder protects here, protects the chin. Chin is a vital area. Opposite hand, this is your extra insurance right here for protection right here. All right? So I got offense and defense. When this becomes my offense, this becomes my defense. When this becomes my offense, this becomes my defense. So I'm always thinking offense, defense. Boom, 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 boom. Always get my hands back. Get in the habit of getting your hands back, all right? You don't want to get your head knocked off. Hands, when you throw, get the hands back, all right? So we're going to start working that 1-2 in there. 1-2. So as we're doing this, we're using our torso because we're actually gonna punch from the ground up. So I'm planting my feet in the ground. I plant my feet in the ground. From my feet, my legs, torso moves up through the upper body, out my shoulder. Boom. It's coming from the ground, up and out, right out of my fist, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping that low stance, making sure 50-50. I'm not favoring one leg over the other, all right? 1-2. Get a nice flow. Boom, 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 boom. Practice this first. Just practice this without the ball first. Then once you start to get more comfortable, add the ball in there. Now I can go 1-2. 1-2 with the ball, all right? 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, all right? And then from there, you can just start playing around with it on your own. Mix up the jabs, you know, throw jab crosses, throw 1-2s, jab, jab, cross, 1, 2, 3, cross, cross, all right? Be creative with this thing, man. There's no limits to what you can do with this thing. So be creative. I'll be back with another lesson. We'll keep working on getting you guys good with this thing. This is King Shinobi. I'm signing out. Much love. Peace out. Ooh.